Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a fantasy anime like no other, focusing on time, memory, and personal growth. You follow characters of different backgrounds who are seeking to change, to understand themselves, or simply a reason to keep living. The anime captures this through quiet moments, subtle storytelling, and a slow-paced journey where viewers are rewarded for paying attention to details, which is exactly why so many fans fell in love with its cozy, reflective atmosphere, which is also exactly why it didn't beat Solo Leveling. Clearly, Solo Leveling is the far superior anime, built on heavy action, insane aura, overpowered abilities, and the ultimate loser-to-legend power fantasy. Frieren was lucky to win Drama of the Year. Okay, I'm obviously joking, but seriously, why did things turn out the way they did? What exactly did Solo Leveling do better? What did it offer that Frieren didn't? And how did both series still manage to succeed in completely different ways? The brilliance of Solo Leveling is that it already draws you in with conflict almost immediately, introducing viewers to the dangerous world of hunters and dungeons. Our main character, Sung Jin-woo, is presented to us as weak cannon fodder. He's thrown into a brutal, soul-crushing experience and wakes up with a unique ability. Solo Leveling pulls us in through intense action, fast progression, and constant escalation, and keeps viewers hooked by continuously raising the stakes. That fast progression also makes the story incredibly easy to follow. Every episode of Solo Leveling gives the fans some sort of payoff through Sung Jin-woo. He gets stronger, we see him interact with the leveling system more, he overcomes what originally used to be his fears, and we don't see him flop over from one hit like before. Frieren's first episode starts with no action at all. Instead, it's as if we're starting all the way at the end of our hero's journey. Our main character, Frieren, is an elf who lacks a sense of time. In the first episodes, we're introduced a little bit to how she thinks, as well as her world's environment and story. Instead of the beginning of an adventure, we get to see Frieren's call to action after Himmel dies. If anything, you could say that aside from Himmel's death, nothing really happens, right? But that's the point. Frieren is avoiding that urgency to move forward on purpose. They want you to slow down and notice details that she ignored for decades. If we look at it at face value of two fantasy anime side by side, Solo Leveling has plenty of action in the early stages, and Frieren doesn't. Frieren doesn't reward viewers through hyped up moments immediately. It rewards them through self-reflection, memories, conversations, and emotional connections that were made subtly. The longer you stay with the characters, the more you understand them for all that they are, their flaws, their strength, their meaning. If I had to sum it up, Solo Leveling gives us immediate stimulation and constant payoff, while Frieren asks us to be patient, slow down, and emotionally invest in its world over time. We live in an era where short clips, hype moments, and fast pacing dominate online discussion. Solo Leveling was perfectly built for the internet to pick up and run with it. In any form of entertainment, in order to be successful, it is crucial that a show creates a character that the audience can relate to in a way. Someone that gives them a lens to see their world through. Usually, that character has a specific personality or ideals, or a goal that us viewers can understand and follow. This is where I believe Solo Leveling and Frieren differentiate the most. You have Sung Jin-woo, a boy who was seen as the weakest link and socially at the bottom. We all find a little bit of ourselves within him at some point. Maybe there was a low point in your life, or you are currently in that situation. That's why when we see him rise to the top, becoming strong and looking cool, that gives us hope about our lives too. Everyone loves to see the underdog rise to the top. It's something that happens in our anime, our sports, and yes, our day-to-day lives. Solo Leveling captures everything we want to believe in some way. Frieren, on the other hand, is someone who is hard to understand or relate to. She isn't trying to become stronger or prove herself to anyone. Instead of trying to become someone new, Frieren has already accepted who she is. We meet Frieren when she's already at the top. Many protagonists are still trying to get there, like Sung Jin-woo. Where viewers see him climb, viewers also see her sit and rest. Sung Jin-woo is easier to immediately connect with, not because Frieren is a bad character, but because of how hard it is to relate to her on the surface level. We see Frieren change how she sees the world through understanding it, while Sungjin Woo makes the world shift to his sudden strength, and that makes us realize that both anime are giving us a fantasy to believe in. Frieren isn't a character that we aspire to become. She's someone who reminds us that we should appreciate time, relationships, and memories we may be taking for granted. We take longer to connect with her because we realize slowly that we do want to become like her, just in different ways. We want to be able to reflect just like her, to realize our flaws and regrets, and move forward to be better rather than dwelling on them. She begins with a regret. Same for Sungjin Woo. Frieren wishes she had gotten to know her comrades better. Sungjin Woo wishes he were stronger before he dies. Both of them, in the first episode, have a beginning to a new journey. The only difference is that one shows it to you quickly, and the other makes you sit and learn it yourself through details. Neither of them are committing a crime in how they present their characters and stories, but one of them is easier to understand, and in the end, they both fulfill a different emotional fantasy. Like I've said before, Solo Leveling captures you with its action, and arguably, they have some of the best sequences and fight scenes in anime. Not only do they perfectly time angles and shading and aura in the literal sense that makes Sungjin Woo look so awesome, but they also have good voice acting that goes well with what he says. Solo Leveling doesn't rely on complicated storytelling to keep viewers invested, and honestly, that simplicity is its greatest strength. Watching Sungjin Woo flex on an enemy that underestimated him, then duke it out with totally not perfect Cell did not leave us with anything left to be desired in the action department. If anything, they overachieved. This isn't to say that Frieren was a slouch when it came to fight scenes. Their artistic direction is some of the best out there, and the music tied it all together. But that wasn't Frieren's main gimmick. Frieren is more about the silence, the nostalgia, and the passage of time that is constantly referenced at the start of every episode. Frieren creates that feeling of looking back on a memory you didn't realize mattered until those in it are gone. That loneliness of realizing you didn't appreciate it enough. The moments that affect us aren't always when Frieren is fighting the strongest of demons. It's when we see her break for once and cry. It's when we see her get stuck in a mimic in a dungeon, or working odd jobs in the next town she's staying in. Sungjin Woo needs his strength shown to tell Solo Leveling's story. It's a story meant to show someone go from the bottom to the top, to be chosen as the one, and fight off all that is bad in the world. Frieren doesn't need her strength shown, because that's not the story they're trying to tell. Frieren and Solo Leveling have strengths and weaknesses to each other. Overall, the reason why Frieren lost is because it takes longer to understand its story and purpose. Solo Leveling won because it was straightforward and sought out to convey its meaning immediately. And in the end, both anime ended up becoming successful in their own ways. Solo Leveling succeeded because it understood what people wanted immediately. Frieren succeeded because it gave audiences something they slowly realized they needed. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe.